Sack up fit people and welcome to Sound 88, your place to get the confidence to try things yourself. My name is Henry Frank, I'm a music producer, and welcome to tonight's live jam session. And once again, thank you to anybody who had who actually had the opportunity to check out my channel. I really appreciate it because again, I'm new to the whole live part. I've been making a couple videos before that for my YouTube channel, but as far as live is concerned, I'm fairly new to it. So I appreciate you giving the time of your day to check me out and to see my process really. So tonight on the agenda, just like yesterday, I'm gonna be making some beats. So I came from FL Studio and now using Studio One for my production. Eventually, I wanna get an MPC and probably tweak my production to that. But at the moment, it's straight from the digital audio interface, and that's what I got to work with. So tonight, I'm gonna be making at least two beats. Uh, the first one I'm gonna be making. Really, I'm just gonna have some fun because I don't know what I'm gonna be making. It's a beat completely from scratch, from melodies to drum pads to everything. Um, you know, my process, just for transparency, I I tend to I tend to come up with a melody with a piano, just a random piano, and after that I can switch it up. I can choose another instrument for it, but at least the key melody I use a plain piano. Really, one of my favorite piano plugin is the Grand Rhapsody piano. I love it, and also Labs. Then Presence and Studio One is pretty dope. And then for my drum pads, I mean for my drum sequencer, I use the one provided by Studio One, which is Impact. My favorite plugins include, the God Particle, Nexus 4, Serum. Uh, I use the LA2A compressor, Fresh Air from Slate Digital, Infinity EQ from Slate Digital, Smack Attack from Waves Audio. I'd say that these are the main plugins that I use, besides other things provided by the DAW, such as reverb and delay and stuff like that. But anyway, we're gonna get going. If this is your first time, definitely consider to subscribe. I'm planning on doing this every weekend, Fridays and Saturdays, or if not both days, will definitely be Saturdays. And yeah, I'm trying to build as as up to 100 beats on Studio One live. uh and yeah, hopefully y'all enjoy it. If you have anything you want to share, definitely let me know. I'd love to hear it. Anything that I can improve my process. Again, I always tell people that I'm not here to make you think that I'm such a professional. I know everything of. I'm still learning, man. I just love to share. I just love to share processes, whether I know everything about it or I'm still in the learning process. And if someone see my learning process and know more about it, feel free to hit me in the comment and let me know, hey, I think you're doing this wrong, or I think you could improve this by doing that. I love to hear that. And it's the same with me. If I discover something, I definitely come on board and share it. All right. So we're gonna as the other nights also, I might not tell you guys every step for what I'm about to do. But anything that I do feel that's important, I'll definitely go ahead and share that. Uh, just so you guys know my thought process behind some of the decisions I make, and then we'll take it from there. So we're gonna start with the just straight piano from Grand Rhapsody. Again, I don't I think I have the BPM right now. Well, it was at 120. I think I'm gonna switch it up to probably 130. Uh, and then yeah, I'm just gonna again, this is like in a studio with your just blank mind. I don't know what I'm gonna be doing. Obviously, it's probably gonna be hip hop, of course, but I don't know. Sometimes I start a hip hop thing and then it switch to a freaking melody. I'm like, ah, it's EDM, and I switch it up. Anyway, hope y'all enjoy. All right. Again, free flowing, me playing around with a non-musician fingers, just playing around and coming out with some notes and figure something out. Feeling that one, kind of dark, like a Eminem or Project Bricks vibe. All right, again, I don't know what I'm gonna be doing, but I'm gonna start with that. So I'm gonna record this. I'm gonna make this 8 bars. I'm gonna turn on the metronome. All right, and then yeah, I'm gonna record this. So the best thing is like I can record this with the main keys and add on to it, and then switch the instruments around or add to these instruments so that those same chord progressions that I had with a different instrument, it could give it a completely different vibe. And that's what I love to do. But, Oops. Now I didn't put the return on that or the automatic loop. So it's I know for a fact one of the notes I made was super super duper low. So right now, what I'm trying to do is quantize the notes so that they can actually fit better on the grid. So I hear that. Now that's the part of experimenting. So I'm gonna take those notes. I don't know if it's gonna work. I tried. Anyway, you're gonna take those notes. I'm gonna duplicate them, but oh no. Let's try that. So, okay, so the higher notes I don't need them, so I'm just gonna leave the. So I'm just gonna duplicate the bottom notes because the bottom notes are pretty much playing as a bass line. So that requires an additional one. Mm, too dark. Cool. Now let's switch to the next instrument that I'm gonna explore a few instruments tonight from Studio One. There's some instruments that I haven't really used, like Mai Tai. So I think that's the time to experiment with them. Ooh, okay. So first of all, homeboy, we are going to reduce your volume as just a little bit. Just making up sound, huh? But your honor, why you have to make up sound like that? Cause I want to. Cause you want to. Ooh. All right. Let's freestyle this real quick. I don't know what I'm gonna do here, but we'll try. Thought I got it, but Okay, I got it now. Sound good. Again, random VST. I'm now trying out with the Studio One. All right. So this note here, I'm gonna copy. I'm gonna put it right here at the beginning. All right. So now I'm gonna pin these just a little bit. At least this sound, this new sound that I just added, and then yeah, we're gonna explore some more sound. Let's explore. Exploring tonight, baby. Exploring tonight. You know what I mean? Again, that's what it takes, man. Sometimes it takes that trial and error and coming up with different, you know, with different sound. Adding a little guitar here. See how that sound. Now that guitar is going to be more on the left side, cause so that that little bell that I had, I put it on the right. I pinned it to the right side, and then this new guitar string type thing that I'm about to use, I'm gonna pin it to the left a little bit, and then the lead piano I'll leave in the middle. I'm not gonna put too many things on that. Probably after this guitar here, I'm probably gonna try like some type of synth, like every 4 bars or every 8 bars. See how that sound? I don't know. Just randomly gonna come up with that. Very simple, very subtle. Wrong. Yeah, that went completely wrong, cause that's not what I was doing here. Ooh, cause I was in presence. Yeah, there you go. Okay. All right. Yep. I know what I did here. We're gonna quantize it and see how that sounds. So I like it. And what I'm gonna do, I'm gonna reduce the volume for it. That's the part where leveling come to come to play. And then I'm gonna add a FX channel uh, right off the bat. Um, that FX channel, I'm gonna put our verb from Waves Audio on it. If I can find it. And our verb stereo. So anything that I feel like would require some type of reverb to it, I'm gonna flow it through the reverb FX channel. And I'm not gonna put it loud, but I'm gonna put it just enough so that you can feel it. It's all about feeling sometimes. It's all about feelings. So I'm gonna switch the guitar and try to play around with the guitar and see if the other guitar sounds different. Like this. Okay, good enough. And then let me see. Next part, I'll bring out the big boy, which is Nexus. So for the Nexus, the first thing I'm gonna use here is some type of either brass. Eh. This bass is so heavy. I think I like it. I think I like it. Let's try it. Yeah. It's easier than I thought. Once again, let me lower this a lot more. Let's try it again. Okay. I'll try this note pattern instead. I think we got a winner here. Not winner, wiener. Let's check that out. So next move here, I'm gonna quantize this. I think I got it. Wait, yeah. Let me hear it by itself. Mm-mm. Yeah, I think I got a decent baseline here. So I'm gonna try to leave that second bass note on it and leave it as is. Try something here. There's one note I just don't like in it. Okay. So instead of going uh just a little bit down, okay, I think I got it now. So I have to play around with the notes for the bass line so it doesn't sound too weird behind it. Chances are I'm probably gonna come back to the bass line and might use a 808 for it. But in the meantime, let's move forward with what we got here. Okay. Um, and what I'm gonna do, I'm gonna copy the same notes of these. I'm gonna try a Transgate just to see how, because Nexus, man, Nexus, it it will surprise you. All right, so we got that. And then let's start on the drums. Let's start on the drums, boy. So I got some of my favorites. Um, boy, damn, that's that MPC curated kick. Obviously, it's not coming from the MPC; it's coming from my MIDI keyboard. But what I'm saying is, it is a club kick from the MPC 3000 uh, drum kits. That one is from F9. They really have some dope kick. I mean, their kick is solid, man. That, like, they got some serious sounds. So let's try this. Okay, so I'm gonna start at the hi hat real quick, and we'll take it from there. That was pretty good. I mean, no quantize or anything. All right, lower this volume real quick. All right. Now the next one I'm using is, I'm gonna again. That's me trying new instrument, people. I don't know how these gonna sound like. I've never used the bass fingers stereo. I don't even know what it looks like. I'm new to Studio One as far as production is concerned, so I'm one of those learn as you go type person. I've always done that. Now, if I get stuck, I'll go on YouTube, or if I know somebody who knows something about it, I'll go and ask. But reality is, I'm a learn as you go person. In the meantime, again, if this is your first time, definitely consider to subscribe. I do this every weekend. A lot of times I already have some melodies put together, but for the purpose of this video, this live, I just wanted to do something, uh, directly from here. And oh, oh, that's a demo. I don't like demos. Yeah, I don't like demos. Granted, I can't always, uh, if I really like something and purchase it. I mean, Nexus, for instance, I've used Nexus for years. Uh, Use the crack version. If you're an FL Studio guy who started particularly like Fruity Loops, it was not even called FL Studio. It was called Fruit Loops. We're talking about 2004, 2005. Like if you started with that, then at some point, unless you had all the money in the world and you could purchase anything you want, I'm talking about the people who were hustlers and trying to get things done without hardware. If you had FL Studio or Fruity Loops, as they used to call it, chances are you either heard of Nexus or you got a hold of Nexus, because Nexus was cracked. It was probably one of the most cracked, just like FL Studio. Everybody and their mother had it. Nexus 2 had a wave, and they had so many people, on board with them. So, right now, I'm gonna use Simple One. Simple One is pretty much just like Serato Simple. Like you can chop up Simple from it. You can load up your own. Like right now, I'm gonna load up my own. And really, what I'm about to do right now is really just load up a 808, just to have a feel for it. Because you might remember when I first did the bass line for that one, then I swap out the instrument to like a Trinsgate, but still following the same chord progression as a bass line. But uh, this time, I'm actually gonna try the 808. let's try that. Okay, I think I got something. Let's try it. I know that kind of sounded horrible, but once we tweak the sound around, it could sound better. I gotta significantly reduce this. Right now, really, I'm doing some cleanup on some of the notes, like, because sometimes when you're recording like that, sometimes when you're doing when you're switching from one note to the other, sometimes some of these notes are lingering. It doesn't have the same sound sometimes. Sometimes it's fine. It works great. But sometimes you can hear the difference, and if you again it's based on preference. If you don't like it, you just push it back. That's all. Hmm. All right. I think I got the right notes for that part. I'm gonna duplicate it and add it for the next four bars. Mm, okay. Now I'm gonna add Nexus again, but this time I'm gonna put a baseline from Nexus using the same notes that I used with the 808 just to see the difference between these two. Um, kind of don't like how it's sounding with the 808 at the moment. So uh, I'm gonna attempt to swap it around. You never know what you're gonna get. Sometimes you just try that shit, man, and see how it works. Yeah, no. Okay, so for this one, I'm gonna switch it around a little bit. All right, I think we got ourselves a beat here. What I'm gonna do next is Yeah, so what I'm gonna do next, for instance, on the kick, although it's great, it's already great. I really don't even need to swap that around. But I am going to add two things to the kick. First off, I'm gonna pull up Infinity EQ and really make the kick like punchier, if that makes sense. And then that bass line that I added just earlier, this one I'm also gonna put Infinite EQ on it, and this time is pretty much specifically for bass line. I don't know yet. I'm just gonna check it by itself. Okay, just by itself. Yeah, it sounds stronger. All right. So last but not least, I'm gonna add the little, I call them little sprinkles and sparkles on these things, which is transitions and stuff like that. I think I have my own presets. Yes, I have my own presets. Um, so here, so first, I'm trying to find a quick transition to that. Um, these are allowed. So I'm gonna add a second FX channel here, and this one is to um, a second FX channel here. I'm gonna add a flanger just to give it a little vibe, you know, get flange, a little vibe. I mean, you know, I don't know how it's gonna sound, people. I just try shit. I just try them sometimes. Some I know how it's gonna sound, but sometimes I like to experiment and see how it sounds. All right, so we got this beat. Um, just for the purpose of this video, I'm gonna go ahead and do a structure. So I'm gonna structure the beat really quick. Since I make most of these beats for sync licensing purposes, uh, really a minute and a half to 2 minutes. That's probably how long I'm gonna make it. I like to start my beats without drums. That's just preference. So let me see how that sounds without drums. So now on the piano, I'm gonna add fresh air, which is really it gives width and it brings the highs a lot more crispier and it just make the sound like pretty cool, pretty cool. So I'm gonna use one of their preset from Fresh Air. That's Mixbus Sparkle. I'm gonna try that. If I don't like it, probably gonna try the Presence Pop. So let me see. So I'm gonna play it from the beginning, and you might see the difference. I'm gonna bypass it here and there, and you'll hear the difference. The first one is without it. Wait, there you go. Without it. With it. So I'm adding the last part really. Yes, sir. So I'm adding the last part here. So usually I like, again, since I like to do my stuff for sync licensing, I like to finish them with a tail, just with a just like one last note. And usually also I put the last crash so that it finishes. Okay, so let me play it, and then we'll move on to the next beat. Hopefully I can put it together a lot quicker. That's it. So it's fairly mixed. Before I bounce it out, I usually have like a really add stuff to it. But at least for the most part, it's pretty much put together. All right, so we're gonna save that, and then we're gonna jump to the next beat, um, which not gonna spend too much time on it. I already had like a melody um, set for it, so we're just gonna check it out. So I'm just gonna play the chords. The reason I'm doing all that, obviously, if you can understand, I don't play piano, but I can play a couple notes, and you know, when I do that, it's for me to get a vibe, to get a feel, to get me in the zone for that particular beat, especially these type of beats. I'm not too much of a like that those type of melodies. There's R&B melodies, but these type of R&B melodies vibe like those Drake, like I can do those for sure. But there's some melodies that I like to use. It takes me some time to come up with some melodies and stuff like that. Or if I have some samples, like this one's a combination of samples and me adding some chords to it. So I'm not gonna waste time on this one. I'm just gonna really start with the drums. So now throw an impact and I'm gonna try something new here. I haven't tried any of those. I think that's the pattern I'm gonna use for it. Okay, so let me try to record this real quick. Oops. One thing also, I know that happens for sure in FL Studio. Same with Studio One. And I'm assuming a lot of other DAWs, like if you doing some whether recording or if you're doing some type of MIDI input, MIDI sounds going into the DAW, uh, it's better to reduce the sample rate. That's probably one of the reason I want to eventually get an MPC. I want the MPC X. Um, I know if I could, I would go straight for the MPC 2500 or MPC 2000 if I could find it, but that costs a lot of money. But the MPC the MPC X is probably the closest one. Uh, it it has a price tag on it if you know, but if you're trying to invest and trying to get better, it's worth it. But yeah, so a lot of these you have to switch the sample rate in order for you to for things to sound uh for things to go like straight from when you play it that the DAW actually responds right away. So let me try this one. kind of horrible, but I'll do it one more time. So right now I'm gonna switch the that snare with something else. And for that one, I'm thinking of. Let me try that. No, that's absolutely horrible. Not the right sound. Okay, so now pretty much how this one I kind of want to keep it simple, you know. Um, this one I'm just gonna put a certain baseline underneath. It's weird how I try these things. Again, that's the part of when you're actually getting to discover your own sound, which is very difficult to be honest. You know, a lot of people say, yeah, find your sound, find, you know, once you find your sound, you'll know. It's true. Once you find something, let me rephrase that. It's not like when you find your sound, you will know type thing. You might, but sometimes finding your sound, it's not just about finding a sound and that's so you and stuff like that. Finding a sound is usually when you have some key elements in most, not all, but most of your beats that you kind of hear it. You may not necessarily pinpoint say, yeah, that's that guy. You know, like Pharrell, for instance, how he starts his beat with a four counts, like dun 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 dun, like his ways of starting beats are like with a four counts. But it takes some time to listen to so many Pharrell beats to say, yeah, that's his style. You know what I'm saying? Whereas, um, you'll take Timberland as soon as you hear the drums, it you kind of know it's him. It hits hard, but it has that electronic vibe that just work. It just work. It works. Um, you know, and for me, I like those Trendsgate sounds like behind the core part of my songs. Like I like those, you know, like, and you know, it gives a cool vibe to it. You know what I mean? It gives a cool vibe to it. That's my sound. That's something that I love. I'm sticking to it. It differentiate my beats because these trends gates you find them a lot in EDM songs. So I apply those EDM songs or those EDM elements to R&B, to hip hop, to EDM. When I take EDM, then I add some African sounds, some Caribbean sounds, some bottles, to make it sound like, whoa, like what is that? You know what I mean? And once you get to that level, you start feeling, hey, you know what? That's my sound. That's something I love. Now, you will find people like, what is this? Or, that's not how it is. Who like? I'm telling you right now, if you're finding a sound, if you know how to make beats and you're finding your sound, don't ever let people say that's not that's not how your style should be. Like sound selection and making sure it hits hard, making sure like it's EQ, like all these things. That's principle for the whole thing. But I'm saying like sounds and stuff. This is art. This is art. Like if something feels good to you, like and it follows the basic concept of notes and stuff like that. That it feels good, but those elements and stuff, make it your own. If you find your own vibe to it, man, just make it your own. Make it your own. You know. What's up, Eric? Thank you for checking it out. But yeah, I'm definitely I was talking about some of the key elements and finding your own side, your own style when making beats. It doesn't have to be the perfect sounds or something that necessarily differentiate yourself right off the bat, but over time you can stick to it. You can stick to your own vibe. It will be yours. I'm finding mine. I love EDM, and I primarily make hip hop beats. So I do take some of these EDM elements and I just add them to my hip hop beats. Like, what are you gonna tell me that? Oh, that's EDM. It shouldn't go with it. Like, why not? Why not? If you find ways to balance those sounds and those elements, you can make it your own. You can definitely make it your own. I mean, and that's what I do with my sound. So as you can tell, like I'm gonna play this right now without it, and then I'm gonna turn it on, and you can see the difference. That's without it. You can't even hear it as much. It's just so subtle, but it makes a difference to it. If I play it solo, all right. So I think we're good for this one. Put something together real quick. Um, Again, thank you, Eric, for commenting on that. I appreciate it. So tonight, I think we're good. Went for about 2 hours or so, and then we're up until next. We're gonna try again next weekend to put a couple beats together. Yesterday, I put how many beats I did yesterday? Just one, I think. Yeah, I think I just worked on one. Tonight, I did the first beat was from scratch. Nothing from I didn't have anything planned. I didn't start any melodies, so I just started everything from here. This one I already had melody patterns set for it. I just added some bass line, some other percussions and drums and stuff. But anyway, I hope y'all enjoy it. Again, if this is your first time, definitely consider to subscribe and hit the like button. This will help this channel a lot. And yeah, every weekend we're gonna try to make some live beats on Studio One. If you've never used Studio One, give it a shot. I'm not sponsored by Presonus or anything, but I just enjoy the sound from Studio One, the workflow, and you know it's pretty cool. It's pretty cool. But anyway, until then, peace.